Hey guys, this is Mad Max again with a brave video. And if you would, please hit the subscribe button, give it a like if you do, and if you got any questions or comments, just write them in the part and I'll try to get back to you. Okay, so everybody's upset. They're saying that the clan boss doesn't drop as much stuff. I mean, and in the last month, or about the last month and a month and a half, I haven't gotten a lot of legendary books. Now, I did hit several shards like right in a row, though. And I mean, the odds of you, and the odds are this, just like that people will overreact. I mean, to this because I've run through this before and people say their rock rates are low and they've altered something. And then they'll get happy again for a while and they'll say it again. But this is a random number generator in a computer, is what it is. And this random number generates you whatever you're going to get. I mean, it's like when you go in, it's going to give you 5 items. And probably what it does is it generates a number, and which one has the highest number is the one you're going to get. I mean, it's just like you probably got to get like over a certain number, like maybe 0.95 to get a sacred shard or a sacred book. And that's not going to be, so, you've got a really small chance in the first place. Because usually speaking, it's like about a 2.5 to 2.7 chance if you down Nightmare every day, and we do. So that's the odds a month. It's like you're going to get 2.4, 2.7 books. So around 2.5 books a month. And then if you get the very best chest out of Nightmare and you down him, it's like it doubles that odds. So you expect to like 6 or 7 books a month. And we don't down Nightmare every time, but I think that's a little bit high from but see, people say that's historic. But I usually got about 3 or 4 books a month is what I got because we don't do Ultra Nightmare. If we don't kill it, I get the best book out of it. So I've got like a half of whatever that is. So it's about the same odds as Nightmare. So you're looking at 4 or 5 books a month, and a lot of times I get that. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I get a few more, but it's just a random number. Here lately, I've hit one of those times when it seems like the random number isn't generating enough up, but that's the way it does. So I know in the last 2 months, I've been needing book. I really needed book because I got Lydia, and I want to get her booked out. Well, when you look at what I've got, I got a book at the end, and I already had a book from some event. So I had 2 books, and those are the 2 books that went in here. And I got one other book, and that one other book I got during CBC at the very end. I booked her during that. But now today, if you look, I've already pulled another book. I pulled 2 books 2 days in a row. Now, the odds of hitting a legendary book 2 days in a row out of Clan Boss are not probably real good because you're looking at 7 a month for like if you get the best one out of Nightmare and the 2 out of Ultra Nightmare. So you're talking about, 7 books for 90 attempts. So that's like less than a 1 in 10 chance. So if it's a 1 in 10 chance, I hit two and two in 2 days. That's about 100 to 1 odds of hitting this. So you're looking at like the random number they just generate out of the computer, and then, like if you've ever played around with one of those old calculators that would generate your random numbers, you would know they'll generate like sometimes these literally low numbers for a long time, and all of a sudden you'll hit these high numbers. And that's what all this stuff is based on. So, if you go through a dry spell and people are looking at like only a 1 month stretch, well, a 1 month stretch, even if you're downing Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare, every day and you're getting 2 chest drops. So you're getting 60 for a month from Nightmare and you're getting 60 from Ultra Nightmare. Now, but each one is independent of the other one. So you're looking at if you're looking at like Nightmare, I got 60 drops, but I didn't get but So the odds are really low that you're going to get like this anyway. I mean, if you're talking about for 60 runs, you're only getting like 2 out of 60. So there's 1 in 30 shot of getting this. And you may hit those times that you just don't get that for a long time. But then again, you may go through again for a while and you may hit 3 or 4 in a row. Well, the odds are really against that too, but that's just the way random numbers generate. I mean, it's like you may go through for a while, you may get for 3 months, you may get really great stuff, and then you may go through for 3 months and you don't get anything hardly. But that's just the nature of random numbers, and I don't think it's anything to do or get upset about they've lowered this. I don't think that's happened. I think what it's done is people have gotten into this part where they've had this, where it's kind of been the numbers haven't been generating right for a while, but then again, it'll come back in a few months and it'll start generating numbers and they'll start getting really good stuff. But you need to look at like about a 3 to 6 month experience to figure out what your averages are. And then after you get your averages, you need to look again another 6 months and see, well, is it still holding up? Is it still the same thing? Because random numbers, for that small of a pool, 60 numbers is all you're generating for a whole month if you kill everything for that one boss. And then you got another 60 numbers for a different one because they're all independent of each other. So, and it's just the way odds are. I mean, that's just the way things work. And sometimes it's really great for a while, and sometimes it's really bad for a while. But you're not going to always generate really great numbers, and you're not always going to generate really bad numbers for you to get really good stuff or really bad stuff. But, I think people are just kind of overreacting because they said this before, and then all of a sudden it died down. And, because overall, most of the time in a month it will even out, but that doesn't always. So, you may go through a month or two and have bad luck. You may go through the next 2 months and have really great luck. But guys, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Like I said, subscribe. Please leave messages or whatever, comments.